Well, good evening. Hello, Facebook. It's good to see you. My name is Lynn Hayter, and I am currently a master's student at New Covenant University in Fremont, Ohio. I am teaching a class tonight. I have a class on Zoom, and I will have people watching here. And NCU welcome people to audit the classes. You are very welcome to come in. You are very welcome to watch. And I hope that what we teach blesses you. If you are interested in doing some degrees, NCU does degrees in Christian counselling, business studies, theology, divinity, Christian leadership, and so forth. If you're interested in any of those courses, do please get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you. You can visit the website on ncu.education, and education is spelt all the way out, so that is ncu.edcu. I've got to think about this. education. That's ncu.education. And you can also get a hold of the university by text or WhatsApp, and that is on 615-948-2212. That is 615-948-2212. Do get in touch. We would love to hear from you. So I'm teaching a class on Zoom tonight, and we are teaching a class on leadership and honour. Or I am teaching a class on leadership and honour. Now, we have a booklet here that if you would like a copy of that, there are two ways you can get a copy. We can send you a hard copy, and we would ask for a $10 administration fee for that and for postage. Or if you would like a soft copy, we can do that for you for $5. So it's $10 for the hard copy, and it's $5 for the soft copy. Leadership principles that we are teaching on at the moment. We had a class last night. We're having a class tonight on leadership and honour that I am teaching, and then we'll have some more classes next week. So if you'd like to get involved, please feel free to contact us. I am now going to focus my attention to the class, but feel free to get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you. Okay, let's see. Has anybody else joined us? Nope. Right. Leadership and honour. Everybody hear me? Everybody on the right page? Yay. Okay. Honour is the what of the kingdom. There's a blank there. Now, anybody who has been anywhere near Dr. Angel's classes before should know this. Does anybody know what the missing word is here? Miss Lisa? Currency. It is currency, absolutely. Honour is the currency of the kingdom. We honour others not because they necessarily deserve it, but because of who we are. When you honour somebody, you are showing more about your character than you are about them. Honour is very different to respect. Honour is something that is given and received. Now you might say, but they really don't act in a way that is honourable. They don't act in a way that makes me feel like I want to honour them. Well, we honour because Jesus gave us our first example of honour. And we're going to talk about those as we go through tonight. So we honour because of who we are. What does the Bible say about honour? Now, if you do a word search in the Bible on the word honour, you will see it is mentioned approximately 146 times in the KJV. That's the King James Version. I love my KJV. I know a lot of people read different versions. There's so many versions of the Bible that you can read. There's the NIV, the KJV, the Amplified, the Message, the American Standard, and so many more. And you can get Bibles, you can get the Bible app on your phone. It's free. You can download Bibles on the internet. You can buy physical Bibles. But for some reason, I just like the KJV. However, words relating to honour, such as honourable, etc., would bring the total to roughly 355 times. The word honour, or the words surrounding honour are mentioned 355 times. Facebook, oh, it is so lovely to see you on here. I'm sure you have better things to do than being on this broadcast, but I am honoured that you are here. Thank you. The biblical meaning of the word honour is profound respect, high esteem, and the recognition of inherent value or worth. Oh my goodness, I have Miss Anne watching me. Holy handbags. Miss Anne, having you on my broadcast here is wow. Thank you. So, Miss Anne, I'm teaching NCU. I'm teaching a class on leadership and honour in Dr. Angel's absence. And yeah, welcome. Thank you. So, and that was taken according to my new best friend, AI. I have two new best friends, AI and Google. So, when you think about the word honour or words relating to honour being used 355 times, that tells me that that's something quite important to God. You know, when something in the Bible is said 3 times, what do we say? It means it's really important to Jesus. Well, hello, Bev. Goodness me. The UK is represented. Bev, good to see you. Bless you. So throughout the Bible, we see that God commands honour. And that's quite a strong thing. He commands us to honour. So that tells me that it's not something to think about. It's something that you do. Well, hello, Dawn Morgan. Good to see you too. When God commands, there's nothing to pray about. You just do it. So God commands us to honour. Now, the first time that we see this, of course, is in the 10 Commandments. And commandment number 5, which we should all know, which is, honour thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee even. And that's Exodus 20:12. Now we know that that particular commandment is the first commandment in the Bible with a promise. Honour your parents and it will go well with you in the land. We are also commanded to honour those older than us. Now, I know that there's a lot of cultures, a lot of countries that have a culture of honour to their elders. There's one that in the Chinese culture and the Japanese and Korean culture, they will literally bow down to their knees. They will literally be on their knees and they will kiss the feet of their parents. They just have this, the whole thing, you know, just always bowing to somebody who is older or is in a position of authority over you. That is actually something I quite like about the Korean and the Chinese and so forth culture. They have a huge culture of honour. Now, yes, we know that we don't bow down to man. We know that. But take it ballpark. The fact that they show honour and they're not afraid or ashamed to show honour, I think is huge. Now, we are also commanded to honour those older than us. And it says in Leviticus 19:32, Pastor Morlock or Mrs. Morlock, would you like to read that from the sheet, if you're able to? This is Leviticus 19:32, so you can go look it up in your Bibles. Perfect. Can you have you got the little bit above it where it says thou shalt write? Do you have that? It said absolutely. 1930 Leviticus 19:32. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honour the face of the old man and fear thy God. So there's another example of honour. 1 Timothy 5:1. Okay, I apologise. This is my mistake. This has not been typed out correctly. I humbly apologise. Mrs. Morlock, you were perfectly right. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honour the face of the old man and fear thy God. I am the Lord. And that is Leviticus 19:32. Leviticus 19:32. We're going to move on to 1 Timothy 5 verses 1 to 2. And perhaps Miss Hannah, could you read that? And it's going to start from rebuke not. There you go. So, Facebook, 1 Timothy 5:1 to 2. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren, the elder women as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity. Again, another reference to honour. So I think we can agree that honour is a big thing to God. Now, my pastor, most of you know who my pastor is, but for those of you who don't, my pastor is Dr. Mike Murdoch from the Wisdom Centre. And he has, I would probably have a guess now, he's probably got close to 10,000 wisdom keys that the Holy Spirit has given him. Easily 10,000 by now. And he has one that says, honour will get you further than genius. Honour will get you further than genius. And I personally agree with that. Let me give you an example. If somebody shows me honour, they are going to receive favour. And everywhere there is favour, there is money. Now that is also another wisdom key from Dr. Murdoch that I think is probably in here somewhere, so we're probably going to repeat it. Mr. Rashawn Rigby is in the house. Whoop, whoop. Yay. So oh, Mr. Rashawn, I will instruct Dr. Angel to give you an extra 10 credits just for saying that. I'm joking. I will not instruct her. I could give her a suggestion. Yeah, no, I won't be doing that either. You're so sweet. Bless your heart. Okay, so let me go through that wisdom key one more time. Everywhere you sow honour, S-O-W, everywhere you sow honour, you reap favour. And everywhere there is favour, there is money. Now, I'm not going to go into the prosperity gospel and the good, bad and indifferent of that. Simply saying, we all need money. Period. We all need money. Otherwise, we're going to walk around stark naked and we're going to starve to death and all of that. Okay? We need money. So if you sow favour, if you sow honour, you reap favour. Yeah? Moving on. Honour has tangible rewards. Now, if we look at that, I think I've already said this, but we'll just say it again, why not? If we look at the fifth commandment, the reward for obeying your parents, obeying is an act of honour, says that it will go well with you in the land. So you sow honour, you reap favour. Everywhere there is favour, there is money. It will go well with you in the land. What do you think that might mean? Who's got any thoughts on that? What about Miss Abigail? Have you got any thoughts on that? What do you think that fifth commandment means when it says it will go well with you in the land? You can unmute yourself, Miss Abigail. I'll come to you in 2 seconds, Mr. Rashawn. Miss Abigail, that's it. Blessings will come your way. Yeah, I'll go with that. Mr. Rashawn. Oh, I love that word. Wow. Facebook, I love that. One of my students, oh gosh, no, not mine. One of our students, sorry, one of our students just said something really powerful. He said what he felt it meant to, when it says to go well in the land, divine alignment. I think that's huge. Oh, he may have arrived late to class, but he's whizzing up that leaderboard right now. That is cool. I love that. Divine alignment. Oh, I really like that. Okay, Proverbs 22:4. And who's going to read that for us? Miss Tanya? Yay! I have fun classes. There you go. So what? Yeah, honour brings life. Absolutely it does. Honour brings life. Right, moving on. 5 women that God honoured. Now, I would like you to please look up the scriptures for these women. I'll tell you who they are and write them in. So that's part of your homework. So 5 women that God honoured. We have Mary, the mother of Jesus. We have Mary Magdalene. We have the woman at Samaria. The woman with the issue of blood. The woman who adorned Jesus's feet with perfume. So I'd like you, not now, unless you're very bored in my class, to look up the scriptures for that and write them in. So what about the men God honoured? Well, there's a lot more men on my list than there were women. Abraham, first one. God honoured Abraham for his profound faith, choosing him to be the father of many nations and promising to bless the world through him. And then we have Noah. Let's get some readers. Miss Lisa, would you like to read Noah? Then don't you dare read. Can't have reading and driving down the road. No. Okay, whoever unmutes themselves first gets to read about Noah. Miss Hannah. Perfect. Now, Facebook, I'm so sorry. I have earphones in because I have people asleep in my house. I am in the UK and it is currently midnight. So I have earphones in so that people in my house don't get disturbed. But I'm going to read Noah to you, just for you, Facebook. God honoured Noah's righteousness and obedience by preserving him and his family through the great flood, saving them from the coming destruction. Now, seeing as Miss Abigail and Miss Hannah were fighting over Noah, how about Miss Abigail does Moses? There you go. Facebook. Moses. Despite his own feelings of inadequacy, God honoured Moses by using him to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, performing great miracles and establishing a covenant. Okay, David. Who's next? Don't all fight over it. Come on, unmute yourself. That's right, David, honoured for his heart for God. I'll start that again. David, honoured for his heart after God's own. David was a brave king and warrior, known for his strength and sincerity, though he also had his failures. Now, I know that we're a competitive bunch, guys, but between Hannah and Miss Abigail, I can see fisticuffs coming. Okay, so I'm going to choose Mr. Rashawn. Can you tell me about Elijah? No, Mr. Rashawn has been raptured. Are you there, Mr. Yay, there he is. Can you... Oh, I'm not Dr. Lynn yet, but I'll take that as prophetic. I'll be Dr. Lynn in a couple of years. Right, read Elijah for me. No, on the paperwork here. Okay, I'll put you down for Joseph then. Yeah, okay, Leslie. Elijah? There you go. So, Elijah. God honoured the prophet Elijah by empowering him to perform mighty acts and by taking him to heaven in a chariot of fire. Right. Let's have Elisha. Who's next? Who wants to? First one to unmute. Come on now. First one to unmute. Elisha. Go! Right. Elisha for Facebook. As Elijah's successor, God honoured Elisha with miracles and continued his prophetic work for Israel. Okay, Mr. Rashawn, you have got Joseph. Are you available or are you still not available? No pressure. Good. Pastor Morlock, would you take on Joseph for me? That's right, Joseph. God honoured Joseph for his faithfulness in a life of betrayal and hardship, which ultimately led him to a position of power in Egypt. Who's going for Cornelius? Last one. Yay, Mr. Rashawn. That's right, Cornelius, a Gentile centurion. God honoured Cornelius for his piety, prayer and generosity, and he used him to bring the gospel to the Gentiles. So we can see here different ways that God honours people. What is the difference between honour and respect? Respect focuses on what someone has done. Honour focuses on the position they carry. In Hebrew, the word honour is kavod, which means glory. It actually means weighty glory. The word honour originates from the Latin word honos, and that's the god of war. I can go all Greek, Hebrew and Latin on you, but I won't bore you. Until we receive, we have nothing to give. So how do we receive honour from God? Let's unpack that for a minute. Until we receive, we have nothing to give. Mr. Rossi Hargis, oh my goodness, hello darling. Oh, I love you so much, sir. You are seriously a brother in Christ to me. I'm so happy you're on my Facebook. So, until we receive, we have nothing to give. So how do we receive honour from God? My pastor, Dr. Mike Murdoch, always teaches, and it may sound a bit bold, but I don't care. He teaches us to be world-class receivers. Now, we have skin on, we have flesh and blood, and we have emotions and so forth. And how many of you, if not that I'm going to, hashtag not that I'm going to, but if I gave you a brand new laptop, be honest with me, how many of you would say, oh my goodness, thank you, God knew I needed that? How many of you would say, oh, you shouldn't have? Give me a show of hands, jump up and down, poke your tongue out, anything. Yeah? Raised hand. There you go. There you go. We have a default where we would say, yeah, what? Okay, here's one. Where are we? Rossi, if I said to you, what would you like for your birthday? Actually, no, you're not a good example because you know about being a world-class receiver. But, okay, so if I said to somebody, what would you like for your birthday? Our default is always to say, oh, nothing, honestly, it's fine. Just come and have a drink with me or come and have dinner. that's kind of like our default, and I don't agree with it. We have a thing in our house here where I have 2 daughters, one biological, one adopted, and we have this thing where we all want each other's Christmas list or birthday list, so we can, what do you want? Write it down so we can get it for you. There's no point in me buying you a bottle of perfume if you actually wanted a bottle of champagne. Yeah, so we have this thing. We have to write down what we want. And this year, one of my daughters said to me, "What do you want us to get you for Christmas?" And I'm not one of these old simple people. I don't want much. I like things. Okay, I like things. Any of you who have been to my house or know me well enough will know that I am not opulent, nothing like that. But there are things I like, and I am a very tech savvy person. I like my technology. I have Apple computers, laptops, iPads, iPhones, Samsungs. I like all that stuff. But for some reason this year I was like, well, I don't know, because I've just revamped my wardrobe. I've got all the tech stuff I want. And it was really hard for me to think of things that I wanted, but I did manage to come up with some ideas. But we have this default mechanism of, oh, you don't need to bother, it's okay. But if we don't learn to receive, how are we going to give? Same with honour. If we don't learn to receive honour from God and honour from other people, how are we going to give it? We are going to look at Hebrews 11:6. Do I have a reader? Just go for it. First one in, Miss Abigail. Hebrews 11:6. Absolutely, and I apologise, I have some typos in this. There should have been a capital H for all the he's and hims referring to God. So that's my fault, I'm so sorry. So Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Okay, we have reached the 1 hour mark of a 2 hour class. I am not planning on this going all the way to 2 hours because, yeah, I'm just not. So we have a choice now, folks. If you want the loo break, if you want to get some M&Ms, if you want to get some food, if you want to get some Valium because I'm teaching, if you want to have a 2-minute break, feel free. Now is the time. Facebook, we're going to stay. I know that Dr. Angel, because she is much cleverer than I, would probably dismiss this out and start another class, but I'm going to stay because I'm probably going to go another half hour, 45 minutes. So are we all good to go? Everyone say aye. Cool, let's carry on. Okay, so why is honour so important, not only to God, but to our very lives? Honour and morals are very closely linked. Honour is our guide to living right. Miss Fran, oh, I love you. I miss you. I want to give you a great big hug. Honour and morals are very closely linked. Honour is our guide to living right. You might say, that a person displays valour, honesty, empathy, compassion. These are all characteristics of honour. You can easily tell a person of honour. They do what is right behind closed doors when no one is watching, not just in public. Has anybody got a recent little story of somebody who has honoured you or somebody you have honoured that you can share? Don't give details out that you can't, and I don't want any names because this is being recorded. Just a generalised thing. I know Miss Hannah constantly honours every single client because of the beautiful things she says about them on Facebook. So that is an example of Miss Hannah. She honours all her clients. Anybody else? Any examples of honour? Yeah. Right. I think that's lovely. I think that sums it up beautifully. Could not agree more. Actions. Often people's actions show honour more than words do. I could not agree more. Anybody else got any examples they'd like to share? Okay, so I have a question now. So can you all... actually, I'm going to take it one by one down the list here. And this is actually my poll on my Facebook that I've asked you to go and look at. So I'm literally going to go down the line here. Miss Abigail, I want an honest answer from everyone. Miss Abigail, if I showed you honour in public, how would it make you feel? Would it make you feel awkward? Or would it make you feel appreciated, embarrassed? Yeah, you'd be okay receiving honour. Brilliant. Pastor and Mrs. Morlock. I'm sorry about that. So it wouldn't make you feel awkward if I showered you with honour? Miss Tanya, what's your answer? How would it make you feel? I love your answer. Hallelujah. Finally, we have somebody giving, I'm sure everybody else has given a real answer. Most people were saying that they would feel appreciated. One student has just said that they would feel awkward and embarrassed. And that's key. That's key. I'm coming to that in a minute. Miss Hannah. Move on, move on. That's a good word. There you go. That is huge. Stay with that thought. So I've just had another student say that, yeah, previously they might have felt a bit awkward or embarrassed, but now that they would feel okay about it. But they just said something very key. They said it would show them, in them feeling good about being honoured, it shows them how good that feeling is. So they would want, therefore, to make somebody else have that good feeling, so they would honour them. That is huge with a capital H. I love that. I am getting some good answers. Dr. Angel and NCU have got some very smart students here. Mr. Rashawn, can you answer that, or are you still otherwise engaged in life? How would you feel if I know you are. You're my star student today. I'll pay you later. Bishop Gary Clowers is watching my live. Oh, all the bosses on, guys. Bishop, your grace, I am absolutely honoured. I'm teaching an NCU class at the moment, and I'm teaching on leadership and honour. So if you have time, do feel free to go back and watch it from the beginning, sir. Mr. Rashawn Rigby, how would you feel if I showered you with honour? Valued. So I've got a question for you. Would you feel obligated to give it back, or would you be okay to receive that honour and, quote unquote, walk away from that conversation? Or would you feel would you feel that you need to reciprocate it? Mm-hmm. Obligated. That was the word I was wanting out of your mouth. Obligated. Getting some really good answers here. So Facebook, why don't you think about this as well whilst I'm going through the students here? If I or somebody showered you with honour, how would it really make you feel? Would you feel appreciated? Would you feel valued? Would you feel awkward and embarrassed? Would you feel obligated to say something honouring or to show them honour? Something worth thinking about. And there's a reason for it, I'll tell you in a minute. Miss Lisa Berry, what's your wonderful answer? Are you able to answer, or are you still otherwise engaged with the steering wheel? Yay! Uh-huh. Okay, Miss Fran, I love your answer. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of mixed answers from the students. It's an interesting thing, but it's something worth thinking about. Miss Leslie, are you there? Have you been raptured? What's your answer? If I or somebody showered you with honour, would that make you feel appreciated, valued, awkward, embarrassed? How would it make you feel in truth? And have you had it before? And how did it make you feel? Wonderful. Good answer. So we're getting some good answers here. Bishop Clowers, sir, you must feel valued. Good, because you truly are valued. Big time. Right, let us move on. So, okay, so now I've got questions that these are ones that you can go away and think about. Okay, because these are prayerful ones. Excuse me. Who do you show honour to? So you can go away, pray about it and think about it. Okay, you would feel embarrassed as I don't like all the fuss. Interesting. A lot. I put a poll up on my Facebook because I'm doing my masters, and part of that is doing a thesis, and part of that is showing research and opinion polls. And I put one up, and I have had so many mixed answers. Excuse me, so many mixed answers. Actually, I didn't answer that question. I think you guys need to know my answer. So, my honest, truthful answer would be it depends on who is honouring me. That would depend on how I felt. The place wouldn't matter. It wouldn't bother me if I was honoured on the platform at Family Worship Centre or on the platform at the Royal Albert Hall or on the platform at Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago is President Trump's country place, so I'm trying to incorporate England and the UK and everybody else in between. The place doesn't bother me. I think it would be for me who is honouring me. I wouldn't feel embarrassed at all. I think there would be a level of how deep I felt that honour by who was honouring me. And I don't know if that's a good answer or not, but that's my truthful answer. So there you go. I have participated. So who do you show honour to? Who shows honour to you? Who shows you honour? Now I'm going to run through, I said earlier, my pastor is Dr. Mike Murdoch from the Wisdom Centre. And he has, I would say roughly, probably quite easily about 10,000 wisdom keys now that the Holy Spirit has given him. Easily 10,000 now. And Dr. Murdoch has been my pastor since 1995. And he will be my pastor until the day he goes to glory. So there you go. So I'm going to look at, so I looked up some of his wisdom keys on honour. Continual honour guarantees eventual access. Let that one sink in. Continual honour guarantees eventual access. So, my example, I honoured my pastor, Dr. Mike Murdoch, for years before he invited me to work for him, which granted me private access to him that others didn't have. I sowed honour into him And I was given access to him that most people don't have. He invited me to work for him, and I've worked in his publishing department, editing and transcribing his books for years. And he will also tell you this, and I have people on here that will vouch for this. I have set up, organised and run all his partner meetings with a team when he comes to the UK, and he often mentions that on his live broadcasts. Who would you like access to? Who would you like access to? Serious question. Fill in the blanks. When you've worked out who you would like access to, then work out your path of honour to get access to that person. Do you think for 1 minute, and I'll use Dr. Angel here as an example because I know she won't mind. Do you think for 1 minute I would be sitting here with an NCU background teaching you in her absence as a master's student if I had spent the years I have known her and her husband if I'd have said, hey Angel, hi Ange, how you doing girl? Oh babe, your hair looks so good. Hey Paul, good to see you bro. How are you Paul? Oh love you, yeah bro. Total, oh yeah, absolutely. Angel, yeah girl. Oh darling. Oh yeah, that would be just incredible. Oh babe. Do you know what? I'm cringing as I said it. I had to literally make myself say that. Every fibre of my being is cringing. Dr. Angel, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I know when she hears this, she'll be laughing her head off. Absolutely not. It has always been Dr. Angel. Exactly, Miss Fran. No. Right. It has always been Dr. Angel, Dr. Paul. Bishop Clowers is on right now. Miss Tanya, Miss Lisa, Pastors Mike Morlock. Yeah, and we personally know Bishop Clowers. He's the Bishop of Family Worship Centre. Do you think I'd have got anywhere near that man if I'd have said, no, actually I can't say it. I can't do it. You're laughing at me, Miss Tanya. Shut up. You understand, right? The very first, I'm going red here, I'm blushing. The very first time I met Bishop Clowers was at the conference, spring conference. And I said to him, Your Grace, Bishop Clowers, sir. Now, the reason I say Your Grace is because that is the correct way to address a bishop for the first time. So every time I see him for the first time that day, it will be Your Grace, Bishop Gary, sir, or Bishop Clowers, sir. And then any time after that, in the same day, it will be Bishop Clowers or Bishop Gary. Actually, no, it wouldn't be Bishop Gary, it would be Bishop Clowers, sir. When I was doing the speech for graduation, and I was doing the roll call of honour at the end, I addressed, and I asked everyone to stand up as we honoured and thanked everybody. And I asked Dr. Angel for the list, because I didn't know who was what in what order. And he was first. And again, it was Your Grace, Dr. Bishop Clowers, because he's also a doctor. And I had to get it all in the right order. Your Grace, Dr. Bishop Clavers. And then it was Madam President, Dr. Angel Kreitz. Yeah, and it's the whole honour thing. But honour has been something that has always been a part of who I am. It has always been a part of who I am. And without sounding bolshy, or without sounding like an entitled Karen, I appreciate being honoured myself. Why? Going back to how this makes us all feel awkward and stuff. When you realise that you are worth honouring, it makes it easier to receive it. Remember, we honour because of who we are, not because of what the person has done to earn it. We honour because of who we are. Pastor Mike Morlock, sir, I honour you for the work that you do on a Saturday evening with the people that you minister to at Family Worship Centre. I honour you for that. Miss Tanya, I honour you for being an incredible wife to Ralph. I honour you for making me smile every time you come on here. Miss Hannah, if I started my honour roll on you, we would be here till 3 o'clock in the morning. Your time. And you're 5 or 6 hours behind me. I honour you for your bravery. I honour you for being such an incredible hairdresser. And I honour you for being such a beautiful person inside and out. I could go on, but we don't have time. And I'm not leaving all you guys out. I just haven't got time. Okay? We honour because of who we are. Honour will give you access to anybody in the world. Anybody in the world. So, who would you like access to? Why? Do you think if you were in a lift at Trump Tower with President Trump and you have to be in the lift going up there, what would you do? Would you grab your phone to get a selfie? Or would you ask him a question? I would ask him a question. Why? Because A, that's honouring. I am showing him that he knows more than I do and I want to learn from him. Honour is everything from opening a door to somebody. Any act of kindness shows honour. Miss Fran, ask a question. Exactly. And anybody on here, especially my fellow NCU students, know that I am the queen of asking questions. Why? Because I'm dumb. No, not because I'm dumb, but because I just like to ask questions. I have a thirst for knowledge, and if I don't understand something, I'm going to ask. Straight out. Okay, moving on. Next wisdom key from Dr. Mike Murdoch. When you learn honour, you have learned the secret to life. All promotion comes from honour. All promotion comes from honour. Period. Everywhere you honour, you will succeed. Everywhere you dishonour, you will fail. Now you'll see here I put example, my gardener story. This is a recent event. So I honour people by baking them something. Now she tells me. I'm back in the UK, Miss Fran. I'm back in the UK. Don't talk to me about your baking. I'm going to come back over there and I want some of your baking. So I had a gardener, and he was somebody from a local church that I was at. And he kept honouring me. He honoured me for about 6 months. Total and utter honour. Yeah. And I found out that he was looking to make a little bit of extra money. He's a realist. He's a realtor. For all my American people, he's a realtor. For all my UK people, he's into real estate. It's an estate agent. And he was wanted to, young lad, about 24, so he wanted to make a bit more money. So I said to him, would you like to come and do my gardening? Yes, please, he said. So he did my gardening probably for about 3 years. And the whole time I was mentoring him, teaching him, blah, blah, blah. And then I lent him some books this year. Big mistake. But I didn't know it was a big mistake. I lent him some books. I think three or four or five books, can't remember. And they came back completely trashed. One looked like it had been dropped in a puddle. One looked like the dog had chewed it, not that he even has a dog. Corners of the pages turned down. Now, I'm sorry, if I lent you a book, do you seriously think you wouldn't look after it and hand it back to me? I asked for them back because I said my course is starting and I need the books. He put 3 of the 4 of them through my letterbox. No problem. When I picked them up from the letterbox and I saw the state they were in, let's just say I do have two sides to me. One is this side and one is not this side. I did not lose my salvation. I could, and we're not going into that one either. But I literally lost the plot on him. I did a video of me going through the books and I literally went ballistic. Needless to say, he is no longer my gardener. I sacked him. Why? He showed me dishonour. You don't, excuse me, I've got a hair in my mouth. You don't show me dishonour to that level and get away with it. Now, I'm sure all of you are way more holier than me. And I certainly know Dr. Angel would probably have been much more gracious than I. But that's just who I am. That level, excuse me, I've got an itch on my nose. That level of dishonour lost him his little bit of gardening work that he did for me. And for all you American people, yard work. Sacked him on the spot. If he'd have said to me, yeah, no problem, I'll put them through your letterbox, but I am so sorry, that they're not in the best of conditions, that would have been a little easier. But he didn't. He just put them through the letterbox. He didn't warn me the state they were in. Now, there is a side to it that says, well, thank goodness he read them and they look like he read them. So in a way, that's good. But nothing. He just put them through the letterbox. So he don't do my garden no more. Everywhere you honour, you will succeed. Everywhere you dishonour, you will fail. Who you honour reveals who you are. And these are all wisdom keys from my pastor, Dr. Mike Murdoch. Honour, which we've already said, honour creates access faster than genius. And here's my favourite one that I really, really try and live my life by. And those of you on here who know me, excuse me, those of you on here who know me will know that this is true of me. Everywhere you... What? Oh, yeah, okay, well, I've already talked about this one, but here's one I really try and live my life by. Everywhere you sow honour, you reap favour. Everywhere there is favour, there is money. We talked about that earlier. Another wisdom key. Honour does not reveal the value of another. Honour reveals your value of another. Let's do this one again. Honour does not reveal the value of somebody else. It reveals, honour reveals your value of them. Do you get that? That can sound a little bit confusing, that one, but it's perfectly true. Are you all okay with that one? Yeah? Everyone on the right say aye? Cool, great. So I said earlier, we honour because of who we are, not who they are. And that is key. It's got nothing to do with them. It's got to do with who we are. Honour has a fragrance. What does that mean? Well, I am personally drawn to people who show me honour, as I have just said. Excuse me. You can call me ma'am, or Minister Lynn, or even Lady Lynn. Doing that gets my attention. You call me Miss, Lynn, Sis, you'll get less of my attention. Present company exempt from that, because I know you're all wonderful people. But it's true. How many of you, how many of us get what we call cold calls? Do you know what cold calls are? It's when you get those, the phone rings and it's, hello, my name is David and I'm your local energy advisor and I'm going to tell you how to save money. Yeah, right, bye. Yeah. Oh, hello, my name is Chris and I'm here to help you with your recent car accident that you had. I haven't had a car accident. You know, cold calls, people that are trying to sell you something. So when somebody who doesn't know me, a cold call, a telemarketing, that's the word I'm looking for, telemarketer. When a telemarketer calls and it says, hey Lynn, it's so-and-so. I'm like, and you are? I don't quite say, and you are, but I kind of think to myself, yeah, I do have a flesh to me as well. I'm like, and you are? You know, I mean, that immediately gets, you know, like the hairs on the back of your head, that immediately almost puts my guard up. It's like, who are you? Now, you know, some people may think I'm a stuck-up what's-it, but I'm not. It's just that I know my worth. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Facebook? I know who I am in Christ. I know my worth. Miss Abigail, do you know your worth? Simple yes or no. Mr. Rashawn, do you know your worth? There we go. Right? When you know who you are in Christ, when you know that just because you are, You are worth other people, being nice to you, honouring you. I mean, there is no way on God's green earth that I would go up to Michael Morlock, and I'm deliberately saying Michael Morlock, at church or even on here, and say, "Hey, Mike, how you doing, bro? You okay? Oh, your beard's looking ever so good. Michael Morlock, how are you? Hey, Connie. Hey, how are you?" Again, I feel weird. It's either Mr. Morlock, or to be very precise, it is Pastor Morlock. It is Miss Connie or Mrs. Morlock. Yeah? Think about it. Think about it. Honour is Earth's highest currency. Right, let's just whip through this. We have a couple of pages, but if I read past, some of it I've already touched on. Honour is not what a culture defines it to be. Honour is what God defines it to be. And I gave you earlier the example about in the Chinese, Japanese and Korean cultures, that honour, is when children of all ages, adult children as well, they'll kneel and kiss the feet of their parents, literally right down, face down. They bow to their elders or their bosses. Depending on the relationship and seniority, depends on the depth of the bow. How many of you knew that one? So, for instance, they might nod their head. They might half bow. Or they might get fully down on the floor and kiss the feet. Now, as Christians, we don't do that, we know. But it's a cultural thing, it's an honour. And they're not ashamed to do it. There's a Korean boy band. I say boy band, I think my daughter will probably kill me. But anyway, a K-pop group called BTS. B for brother, T for Tommy, S for Sierra. And we like them. Okay, we absolutely like them. The whole culture of it, they dress decently, they don't dress in a provocative or sexual manner. Their songs, the lyrics are clean, the music videos are clean, absolutely great. And they were doing a concert one day, and there's 7 of them, okay, there's 7 boys. And they're just, well, I say boys, they're, mid-20s to, I think, late 20s, something like that. They've all just finished the military. They had to do the military. They've all just finished it. They were doing a concert somewhere. Can't remember where it was. I mean, we're talking, okay, so just to give you an idea, BTS are the biggest, the most famous K-pop group in the world. They bring more revenue into South Korea than anybody else combined. We are talking, when you compare them to like the Britney Spears, or, I mean, I'm not very good with pop names, but you call. Hello, Facebook. I'm terribly sorry about that. It said that I had a slow connection, so I do humbly apologise, but we are still here. We're talking all things BTS right now. Who knew in a Christian college we'd be talking about BTS, but we are. Anyway, they're huge, okay? Massive. And they were doing a concert somewhere, and their parents were there, or their parents were there. They all got down on their hands and knees, and their face to the ground, and they bowed to their parents. Now, if you think of a equally famous pop star, I don't know them, Britney Spears or Katy Perry or whoever, could you imagine them doing that? Nope, me neither. Honour is huge in that culture. Honour is huge in the culture of the kingdom. We have a bigger culture. We are kingdom people. So if, sorry, I'm eating a hair. So if honour is big in culture, I mean, it's big in Indian cultures as well as Korean and Chinese and all sorts, okay? If it's big in those kind of cultures, how much bigger should it be in the kingdom? Food for thought. I know your wisdom. This is another wisdom key from Dr. Mike Murdoch. I know your wisdom when I observe who you honour. And it's true. I know your wisdom when I observe who you honour. Do you honour someone's time by always being early? Or do you dishonour their time by always being late? Church. Jesus, the Holy Spirit, they arrive on time for the service. What is your excuse for being late? How many of us, and I have done it, are running into church on, just as the first worship song is finishing. Yes, I know life can happen, okay? But plan for that. You're dishonouring everybody who got to church early. You're dishonouring Pastor Morlock, who's standing at the door waiting to give you the biggest bear hug ever when you walk in. Yeah? If everybody else can get there early, why can't you? Serious. The value you put on someone's time, whether it be a face-to-face chat, a phone call, or whatever, tells me all I need to know about you. Read that one again and let that one sink in. The value you put on someone's time tells me all I need to know about you. Honouring your boss at work. Now, I'm just giving it real here, okay? Do you honour your boss? I'm not quite sure why we've got a huge howl. Oh, I can't find the piece of paper. Anyway, a huge howl here, but we have. So, how do you honour your boss? How? You ready for this? What if I told you that taking an extra quick 5 minutes at lunch was dishonouring your boss? What if I told you that borrowing a pen or a paperclip or photocopying your own personal documents on the work photocopier was dishonouring? What if I told you taking personal calls and or scrolling your socials during work hours was dishonouring? And I put here break times excluded, obviously. Alicia, well, I am my own boss. Yeah, that's very true. And I barely give myself lunch. I know. Yeah, I know. I'm self-employed too. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that 100%. But, if we work for people and we think, I must go to the loo. I should have given myself more time. Oh, I'll just go. They won't notice. They might not notice, but who does notice? God. He notices, he sees, he sees, he sees. I've got a friend who's got this thing up in her downstairs toilet. I can't remember the exact words, and basically you're sitting on the loo and you're looking at this picture of Jesus, and it says something like, I saw that, and it's like, oh, Yeah? God sees everything. Now, what if I told you that not carrying out your boss's instructions to the letter was dishonouring? To the letter. So if I asked you to go and buy me 5 boxes of cards, say Christmas cards or birthday cards, right? I asked you to buy me 5. You go to the store and you see that they've got an offer on 6 for $10, or for my UK people, Bev and so forth, £10. You see that 5 would cost you $10 or £10, whatever, $10.50. So 5 are going to cost you $10.50 and they've got an offer on 6 for $10. What would you buy me? Straight question. What would you buy me? Miss Tanya, what would you buy me? And would you have to think about it? Yeah, that's why you're wise. I like that. I like that. Right. Right. Yep. Miss Hannah. Cool. Leslie. She's been raptured. Nailed it. Nailed it. Pastor Morlock. You can't copy anybody else's answers. I love you, Pastor Morlock. I love you. Oh, dear, we've had some wonderful answers. We've had a few people say that they'd call me to ask. One person said that they would already have my preference list, so they would know. Dr. Diana Hutchins Brown is in the house. Wow, an honour to have you, ma'am. I'm almost wrapping up this teaching. I'd love you to go back and watch it. Then we had a cheeky answer that somebody would buy 6 and give me 5. And so it's interesting. Shall I give you the correct answer? Knowing that you have that person's preference list, because it's your boss, you buy them 5. Because they asked you for 5. Doesn't need a phone call. An instruction doesn't need a question. It needs obedience. 5. So then my question is why? We've answered that. True honour is never forgotten, nor is dishonour. I love what Dr. Paul Kreitz used to say, and I may not quote this perfectly, so Dr. Angel, please don't hate me when you hear this, and I know you won't hate me anyway, but you know. He said, Dr. Paul Kreitz said something like, you will always forget what somebody said, but not the way they made you feel. Can somebody is that right, Miss Lita? You were in the class last year. Yeah, pretty much right. You may forget what somebody says, but you will never forget the way they make you feel. True honour is never forgotten, nor is dishonour. What kind of experience do you want to be known for? Again, These are questions to go away, pray about and answer. And the last one, do you live a life of honour? Not do you talk honour and do you do honour? Do you live a life of honour? So, for instance, if I said to you Mike Tyson, what would you say, Miss Tanya? Mike Tyson. You see, Miss Tanya is so holy that she doesn't know any boxers. Pastor! No, that's Ozzy Osbourne, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, Mike Tyson boxing, Pastor Ken Loring. Ho! I'm getting the ones on here. Pastor Ken, sir, I'm just finishing up a 2-hour teaching for New Covenant University. I'm teaching on leadership and honour. And I would be honoured if you would go back and listen to it. So, Mike Tyson boxing. What if I said to you, Hannah, Miss Hannah, if I said to you Muhammad Ali, what would you say? Hold on, Mike Tyson? Yeah, was Mike Tyson a boxer or have I got that wrong? Oh, phew. What if I said Tiger Woods? Rashawn, do you know who Tiger Woods is? What, who is he? A golfer. Exactly. So when you say the name, you associate something with them. What do people say when they hear your name? Do people say, oh my goodness, yes. Oh, Miss Lisa. Oh, that woman knows honour. What do they say about Miss Abigail? Oh, Miss Abigail. She honours me so much. I mean, that woman. Miss Fran. What do people say when they hear your name? Do they associate your name with a life of honour? Mr. Rashawn. There's always one. I love my Mr. Rashawn. Yeah. What do people associate you with? Are you associated for a life of honour? And then my last question is, do you live a life of honour and in what way? Facebook, if you are still here, you have done incredibly well and I am so grateful for you joining me. I have been Lynn Hayter. I am a master's student at New Covenant University. I hope you've enjoyed this class. We welcome people to come and audit the classes. And if you would like any more information, please go to ncu.education. And education is spelt all the way out. ncu.education. Or you can contact us on 615-948-2212. That is 615-948-2212. Thank you and good night, Facebook.